So, the last couple of weeks, I've really dove into exploring a few different types of meditation styles. My six favorite. There are more out there, so feel free to research more if you're so inclined. Also, some benefits of meditation. And I didn't even list all the benefits, I just covered the basics and how it helps the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual body. So this month, I am so excited because we're going to start actually learning how to do some of these meditation practices and a little bit more on where they came from, how they've developed, and how they've changed over the years. And so I was really struggling with which one to start with because I love them all and I incorporate them differently in different parts of my daily life. So it was really hard for me to decide which one to start with. And I came to, let's just start with mindfulness. A lot of people hear this term, and there are different ideas about what mindfulness meditation is. There's even different types and different ways of practicing mindfulness. So I figured, let's start there. So during the month of March, I am really excited to get meditation into play. You can do this any month, but my focus is March specifically for some different audiences. So starting this, I highly recommend starting a journal if possible. This will allow you to track the different types of meditation that we're going to practice, your different experiences with it, what you like and what you dislike with these different meditation styles. And if you like a few of them, figuring out how to incorporate them into your everyday life. So at the beginning of this, whether you are on Facebook or Instagram or online, this is going to be the first video for starting the meditation. So pull up a journal. It could just be a simple little notebook. I've got my notebook and it's already falling apart. I'm only a few months into journaling and it's already falling apart. So I don't recommend whatever one this is. It's not holding up to my standards. So it'll help you really reflect and move forward. You can note your different changes in your stress level, in your mood, in your sleep quality, and your overall well-being. And, sometimes in the different ways I practice meditation, mindfulness meditation, it's not really appropriate to journal right after, and I'll get into that. But in one of the mindfulness meditation practices, it so is. So we're gonna start with what mindfulness kind of started as. And I'm very grateful that mindfulness has kind of changed and adapted because it started with this practice at these schools and these religious centers where you sit and you observe your breath, you observe your thoughts, you observe your environment, and you really become very mindful of the present moment. But then the teachers would randomly come and hit you with a stick. So they wanted to really make sure that no matter what happened, you would always stay in that mindful moment. And when you left the meditation practice, they would come out through the day and do this. You never knew when it was going to come. And so then you kind of develop some anxiety and some fear, like, oh no, when are they going to hit me? And the point was to get away from the anticipation and the anxiety and everything. So when people started, anticipating it, then the teachers would stop for a few months. And so then it just kind of confuses your brain. So the big point of it was really to let go of expectations and always be in the present mindful moment. Once again, thankful mindfulness is no longer practiced like that, at least in our Western society, where you don't have to worry about people coming after us, hitting us with sticks. But an important thing that remains is how to practice this type of mindfulness meditation. So a lot of meditation circles is where mindfulness meditation usually comes into play. It doesn't take very long. You can have anywhere from 5 to 10 minute short ones. I know meditation circles that practice much longer ones, but what it really is you sit quietly and close your eyes and start to focus on your breath and your body, and you move energy. And usually my favorite mindfulness meditation in this is moving your energy down to the root of yourself, which you're usually sitting. So I kind of imagine a tree with the roots extending from your buttocks into the earth and really grounding yourself and letting go of all of the negative energies and absorbing the beautiful, positive ones from Mother Earth. And that is one of my favorite mindfulness meditations, is just being fully in the present, using all your senses, and you're usually guided or you pay attention to sounds around you, such as if there's birds chirping outside, or if you're next to a busy road, you just acknowledge that, you don't judge it. You have thoughts, you let them come and you acknowledge them without judgment and you let them go. It's just very much in your 3D senses and your 3D world, and very internal that way. It's the internal 3D presence. So your eyes are usually closed, so sight shouldn't be involved, but you can possibly see the lights changing on the other side of your eyelids. You can hear the different sounds. You usually feel your body. You feel it relaxing. You feel it rooted. You feel it grounded. They don't usually bring taste into it because you're not chewing on anything or, doing anything like that. But, a lot of your senses are involved in this mindfulness meditation. And once again, if you have a meditation circle, it's usually to start something, before going into a little conference or group session or a meeting. It's just a really good way to get everyone centered, focused, and in a really relaxing, receiving state. So that is one type of mindfulness meditation that is usually done in groups, or you could find guided mindfulness meditations that are going to walk you through some similar processes. And it's a really great way for people to be mindful and meditate. And people who struggle with ADHD or kind of obsessive compulsive thoughts, ruminations, that have a really overactive mind, that's actually a great meditation for them, because there's so much you can focus on, and you can focus clearly on that one. So you're not, just all over the place. And it's actually great for those minds that you can focus. And it's not about silencing the mind. It's just about observing without judgment. So it's actually a really great way for people to start meditating if they have overactive brains. And I feel like society in a whole kind of has been programmed to have overactive brains with all the different streaming platforms and all our screens and just all the constant distractions. And, TikTok's 5-10 second videos definitely programs more brains to be overactive and easily distracted. Another way to incorporate mindfulness in a meditative state is it's going to be a mindfulness practice. So the first time I learned about this, it was really to help with anxiety. And I'm assuming therapist told me, when I started getting these anxiety, because with my condition, I had extreme anxiety and depression and OCD. So to help break that cycle, when the anxiety would start or, some depressive thoughts would start, I was told to wash an orange. I didn't always have an orange, so you could use whatever, an apple, vegetables, even your hands. And I kind of mentioned this briefly before, where on a couple weeks ago about what mindfulness meditation can look like in your life. But one way is to wash an orange and you feel the rivets and the peel. And as you wash it, sometimes if you wash it pretty hard, you can start to smell the citrus and you can feel the water and, everything just going across your hands and the texture of the orange. You can see it and you just see the water, how it, just falls over the orange. And, you could be kind of captivated by just the water, encompassing this orange and moving the orange and noticing it. And, obviously you hear the water. So it's a great way to physically do mindfulness. I incorporate it in my cooking. People do it in art. I believe that neurographia or art in general, is a type of mindfulness meditation. You are just fully involved. And, if you have a thought, you usually just acknowledge it and let it flow by. You're not really focused on painting or drawing something and think about something that happened 20 years ago and stop and, start ruminating on that thing. You just let it go because you really want to focus on your art project. And that's kind of the same way I feel about cooking, is I get fully immersed in it. I love, opening the new ingredients. I love chopping the vegetables. I love hearing the sizzle as I saute onions. I love the smell as the garlic starts to release its aroma. And I just get fully engulfed, and I can be in this state for an hour, 2 hours. And if I'm cooking a big holiday meal, I could be in this state for, 4, 5, 6 hours. And other people are like, gosh, I hate cooking. How do you do it? And I would hate to spend that time. But for me, it's very meditative and just very mindful. I'm fully in the present with all of my senses. And it is just absolutely amazing. And then, of course, I get to treat myself and sometimes others to these beautiful, delicious meals. So it is a large encompassing benefit of mindfulness meditation. And same with art. If you're creating artwork, you can, reflect on that and be proud of it, or hang it up, or, put it in an art gallery, give it to somebody. So, there's these big outcomes that you can see indefinitely with all other types of mindfulness meditation. But to start, before you incorporate it in an actual physical activity, I implore you to try just doing it in a chair with your eyes closed. And, you don't need to know how to do it. There are probably thousands of videos online to help you through a guided mindfulness meditation. And I do record meditations as well. So if you want to reach out to me for a custom one, I'm more than happy to help you with that. So just in the mindfulness meditation realm, to start practicing, try 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes sounds short, it sounds doable. And when you're in it, if you have a really hard time meditating or you're just completely new to it, 5 minutes can actually feel like quite a long time. And so how you do it is you're going to close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to center yourself. Notice the feeling of the breath going through your nostrils, into your lungs, your chest raising and falling. And just notice this a few times. Now, as you're noticing your breath, allow your thoughts to come and to go without judgment. You can acknowledge them as clouds just passing by. They wander off, and then refocus back on your breath. And just do this and acknowledge any sounds that you might hear, any sensations you might feel. Just acknowledge them without judgment and let them go. And you can set a timer for 5 minutes if you want to try this. You can pull up a mindfulness meditation if you're really uncomfortable in doing this in silence. You can pull up some music. There's some great frequency music that it's just frequency and just music, so there's no guided meditation. So you could practice doing this on your own even. There are tons of ways to start this practice, but I suggest doing it quietly with your eyes closed first before incorporating it into any other physical activity. So do that for, a first few days. And then once you get the hang of it, try increasing it to 10 minutes and see what changes. Does it become more difficult? Do you start getting anxious? Are you starting to have expectations of what you should be thinking and feeling? Those expectations are judgments. So just be aware of how that changes with the progression. Of course, you can always find short clips, 10-minute clips, even hour-long guided mindfulness meditation clips. And after each of these silent sessions, write down, what you experienced, what you felt, where you struggled, what you enjoyed. And, 5 minutes is a really great starting point. If you get 5 minutes a day, you're doing better than a lot of people in this world who make 0 minutes a day. So next week, we will talk about another type of meditation. It's going to be the loving kindness meditation, or also known as metta. And we will kind of do similar exploration of this meditation style and how to incorporate it. By next week, maybe you can, after practicing the silent mindfulness meditation, you can start to incorporate it into cooking or art or something you really enjoy doing physically. If you have any questions in the meantime, reach out to me. If you really want to just jump ahead and get started, also reach out to me. Leave a comment, send me a DM, send me an email. I'm more than happy to jumpstart your meditation journey.